Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and we are back with more Virche Evermore. Continuing Mathis's route, clone children, puppeteer, whatever he is, I don't know. But like, now we're talking about data being stolen that could maybe be put into a baby in utero, and now I'm thinking maybe that's what happened to Mathis. Listen, it's not totally far off from my, like, he's a clone of his brother. Like, I would think they probably took his brother's. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. That's why he maybe. And I think then I don't think the mother wrote the story. I think his brother did. And, like, she just put her name on it. But Mathis remembers. Because part of his memories belong to his brother. You know what I'm saying? Or do you think. Well, why would his parents have. I was thinking, why would his parents have used their own memories if they were trying to make their perfect child again? You know what I mean? There's something like that going on. He's either a clone of his brother. They tried to put his brother's memories into him so they'd make a second Camille, but, you know, a different person, but hoping that doing that would leave something there, and maybe that's why Mathis kind of feels like he's a split personality sometimes. I don't know. Listen, some kind of weird science experiment Mathis is, at any rate. Okay, we'll figure out how, but... After parting ways with Lucas, we finally found ourselves in Cyan's laboratory. That looks like his messy room, but...
The reliver technology and manufacturing process are owned by the Institute, and this will never change. I won't allow it. That said, assuming Boro did revive as a reliver, it would mean an Institute employee, past or present, is involved. Odds are likely that they stole obsolete models of my devices meant to be discarded and is abusing them for their own ends.
That sounds like what's happening in Mathis's basement. All that stuff. I'm just saying.
It'll take some time, but I'll investigate the possible culprits behind it.
By the time such a decision was made, it had already gotten dark outside. I'm gonna say Cernaval is beautiful with its pretty little purple lights and the pinky purple lights and the blue, and I like it. As we prepared to part ways, Eve and Dahut began talking about baking sweets. Oh, Eve, don't do it. You're gonna kill poor Dahut. When? Sorry.
Oh, wait, Maiden of Death. You're working for the Claude family, right?
I turned around as Cyan stopped me.
I want you to relay a message to that butler, word for word.
To Jean? Of course. What do you want to say to him?
I warned you. I know you still have the camera. Return it while you still can.
Camera? Was he referring to the camera Jean carried with him all the time? Did you lend it to Jean by chance? I didn't recall him ever saying so before. The way you phrased your message makes it sound like Jean stole it from you.
As it happens, the camera currently in his possession was stolen from the Institute a few years ago.
Along with maybe some memory data that belonged to Mathis's brother. You know, I'm just... couldn't absorb the many shocking revelations he shared with me. He said it was stolen, but John said before that he got that camera through connections. Perhaps his camera just looks similar to the one that was stolen. Connections to people who stole it. Ryan said that it wasn't possible. He explained that cameras were extremely valuable, and the inventory was tightly controlled by the Institute. So apparently, even prominent figures from Cheetahs weren't allowed to own cameras. He was curious as to how Jean had actually had a photograph, so he searched the rental records. He discovered that the records were tampered with and that one camera went missing a while back. There's his photo of his girlfriend. Camera, a very rare item in Arpichel. The Institute controls the few that exist and rents them out when necessary. Can't be. But why? This is interesting. John, are you a dark and mysterious figure when we think you're a nice, handsome butler? I mean... I'm okay with it. Why was Jean lying? Suddenly screaming. Whoa! I heard a shout from afar. A shout? That was like a horde. And then heard a digital tone coming from Eve's chest. Oh, he's got a transponder, right? What's going on, Eve? That's an emergency call from Adolphe. Let me raise the volume so everyone can hear. And both of you, if you guys are in Cernival, get out of there now. I was just killed in Cheetahs by Boro. Making matters worse, Mathis just happened to be at the scene and went after him down one of the alleys. Mathis? Damn it. And this time the victim was a man. I mean, so? There were victims before there were men and women. I mean, as we were surprised by the turn of events, Hugo told us where it all happened.
And that's nearby. I'd better evacuate my staff.
Duh. Gotcha! Just to confirm, I can break the royal family's gag order, right?
Do it. Not like they can hide the commotion at this point. If they complain, I'll handle it.
The royal family. I'm very intrigued by these fuckers, because we've never seen them. They're mentioned a lot, and they seem like bumbling, incompetent idiots. I'm wondering if it's just they're bumbling, incompetent idiots we're never going to see, if there's something more to it. You know what I mean? Or like we're going to find out that somebody we know is related to them, or is that, or what? You know what I mean? Like if we're ever going to get anything more than just nah, they're here for plot convenience type of a thing. I'm fine for the plot convenience, but I'm just curious, you know? It responded immediately and quickly dashed inside the Institute.
You and Groon, I assume you'll arrive on the scene shortly. If you're in a hurry, you can use one of our vehicles. I can lend you a driver.
He probably had everything ready from the beginning as a car rolled out from behind the Institute and stopped in front of us. That sounds interesting. The driver's window rolled down. It was the driver who almost ran into Jean back at the marsh in Cheetahs. Uh-huh. That sounds like a setup. You know what I mean? I was thinking in my head, like, did Cyan try to run down Jean because of the camera, but he only saw the picture after that. But, you know what I mean? It's a little too convenient for me. I'm very sorry about last time. I promise you safe and fast journey wherever you want.
I'm doing you a favor here, so once you capture Boro, bring him to me. I'm interested to see where he gets his superhuman strength.
Right? And we know Lucas has superhuman strength because he cracked Eve's rib. I'm just saying! Come on! I nodded in response, then hurried into the car. I closed the door and immediately the driver revved the engine. Let's get going. Just make sure you don't bite your tongue on the way. Before I could say anything, what appeared to be the most advanced model of electric car owned by the Institute sped off so quickly that it could kill anyone who got in the way. Yikes! Well, I never expected to see another driver similar to Mathis. I don't think similar is the right word to use. It was as though Mathis himself was at the wheel. Oh, I know we're in a hurry, but can you please slow down Please don't talk to me, I need to focus. Aw, damn. Gonna ram this car right into Boro the moment I see him. I keep saying his name wrong, but whatever. Style of speech sounded familiar. Oh my god. I was look. When she said it's similar, it's almost like Mathis is behind the wheel. I was like, oh no. And then they said that okay. So like, there's a glitch in the Matrix, but what kind of glitch is in the Matrix? Is it like somehow Mathis is getting into everyone, or did everyone get into Mathis? You know what I mean? Like, the memory backup that was stolen, Cyan made it sound like it could have been stolen years ago or whatever. I would figured it was stolen like recently. Like, oh, we just noticed it might have been stolen in the last like month or so, but like not years and years ago. But his whole theory, and we just went over this, like with like, oh, you can use those memories if you put it in a fetus, but whatever. But now with all these things sounding similar, it's like, did Mathis's parents or Jean did it? Because you know what I mean? Like Mathis's memories and personality don't seem to be him, and like he's overlapping with things. So like, did someone somewhere steal the backup data? Jean got his hands on it, like the camera, and is giving like, and when Mathis, well, no, because like it would have had to have happened when Mathis was a fetus. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Like this seems like Mathis is definitely some kind of experiment. I'm just kind of trying to figure out how all these like wiggly wobbly noodles connect. But the fact that like his novel is parallel to his mother's, you know, this is very similar. Like somebody get backup debt, and Mathis is like a conglomeration of other people's memories. You know what I'm saying? Or like we keep seeing that weird flash that looks like a science lab when we're in Mathis, right? So like is Jean doing something to him where like these are pieces of his person, like to try to get him out more, to like get him out of his shell instead of you know what I mean by like I'm gonna put little pieces of other people's memories into you, that so that you won't know this one piece, this little memory or that little memory is not, you know, whatever. Also, I mean, I guess it could go back to like nobody knew that, you know, Mathis even existed, right? But to be fair, that could have been easily explained by his parents being abusive and locking him in a cellar. But maybe that's because he's a weird science experiment. I don't know. I'm curious now. But he's definitely some kind of experiment. Something and someone was experimenting on this boy, and I'm curious. So the moment he took the handle and got the car running, his eyes and personality changed. This was way too similar to a certain someone I knew, right? Because he gets behind the wheel of a car and then is instantly like, bam, I'm this driver. You know, you're doing something, bam, you're someone. Oh my God, he is Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, Mr. Jones, Mrs. Smith. He's everybody. Jesus Christ. He is the Matrix. Fuck. It's crazy. Anyway. Or again, somehow all these people got a piece of Mathis? I think Mathis got pieces of other people, and that is interesting. Fortunately, no one was hit during the drive, and we quickly found ourselves at a corner in Cheetahs. Okay, I'm gonna meet up with Adolphe and the others. You stay here in the car and wait. I'll let you know as soon as I find Mathis. Okay, please let me know if anyone's hurt. I quietly looked on as Eve left. The nearby residents looked bewildered by Boro's unexpected return, and the Corps directed them back inside their homes. It seemed like things were fairly under control, especially considering the urgency of the transmitter message earlier, but a familiar young boy was going against the flow of people and headed into one of the alleys. Isn't he? Oh god, we're gonna chase him. He's the little boy and the murdered prostitute with the black hair that we knew. There's always a connection!
No! Sis!
Oh, he's going.
I'm going after vengeance! Vengeance will be mine. I'll kill you, Boro.
He was with the woman killed by Boro. Where are you going? Careful, the driver's gonna run you down. I quickly got out of the car to give chase. The alley was dark and maze-like, making it difficult to see ahead. I got you! What in the world are you doing? You need to find shelter with the other people. Why was he here in Cheetahs in the first place?
Let me go! The guy who killed my sister could be around here. I'm gonna find him and avenge my sister's death.
I told you.
Vengeance will be mine.
His demeanor was similar to Mathis's. Is Mathis pumping his brain into... There's no way this boy had a backup. So, like, are we in a coma? What's happening? This is crazy. I love it, guys. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on. I bit down on my lip to force myself to keep hold of his arm. I had to stop him. I couldn't help but remember his strong, beautiful sister who sought a better life. Sorry, but I can't let you go. He knocks me over and says, "Shut up, death," and there's something definitely crazy going on. She was preparing to leave the slums and wanted to take her little brother with her. She wasn't acting for herself. She was probably trying to leave the country for the sake of her younger brother. But he was resisting a lot more than I thought, and he somehow wrestled free and made his escape. Wait! I kept running through the alleys. It's weird how everyone's acting similar to Mathis. Like, is this like a weird, like, you know what I mean? Like, is it some weird, like, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey shit? Like, is it like some kind of weird time loop thing where, like, now we're seeing Mathis and everyone? Is it like somehow people are getting pieces of his personality? Did he get pieces of theirs? I don't know how he would have gotten pieces of this child's personality. But, like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's crazy. Like, there is a glitch in the Matrix, and I just don't know where it is and what it is, and it's crazy, and I love it, though. It's good. I finally reached, not the young boy, but Mathis. A person seeking vengeance was fighting head-on against Boro with nothing but a short dagger. Mathis! Mathis was knocked back against the wall. I'm not through yet. He didn't let up and pushed against the wall to gain momentum. If this is where he dies, I'm going to be traumatized, okay? I know he's going to die, but, like, I'm just not... Like, I feel like I should be like, oh god, is this where he dies? Are we at the end? Because I don't know. I don't know where we are. Are we in chapter 3? Maybe we're fine. Are we in chapter 4? I don't know. And, like... We're only in chapter 3. Never mind. We're fine. He's okay. He's not going to die. Once we hit chapter 4, though, then I'm going to be like, any moment could be his last. But it's one of those, like, he could literally get stabbed and die here, but I don't feel concerned about it. And that's concerning to me, because there's going to come a point where he's going to get stabbed, and I'm going to be like, fuck, I should have been anticipating this. But we're only in chapter 3, so we're fine. He's fine. Not going to die yet. They said 4 to 5, so I would assume he's not going to die until, like, closer to the end, so. How dare you! You're... Is it this game that's got the weird bell ringing in the background? I keep hearing it's driving me bonkers. Anyway. You're a fool for bringing chaos to this country! Quickly moved within striking range of Boro. For some reason, Boro stopped for a moment at Mathis's roar. Mathis's knife found its mark. What? Think it's the real one? Blood began to pour from Boro's side. I was stunned by the sight. Me too. That I wasn't expecting. He actually hit Boro? He wasn't close to a threat to Boro when they first met. Wait. It looked like he was in the same mental state as when he trampled on his own novel. Rage. So that could be giving him, like, superhuman strength like Boro has, which is why you got a hit on him. Or it's, again, not the real Boro. Because, like, we know the man's got body doubles. His face was warped with ferocity. It's probably this. And then if Lucas comes up like, oh, I'm just not feeling under the weather. Oh, I pulled a muscle. Okay, listen. How dare you kill my brother? Why did you throw me in such a dark place when I did nothing wrong? Where's the respect for your mission you were given when you were born? Where's your respect for your mission you were given when you were born? That seems a little oddly specific, doesn't it? He was shouting phrases that weren't making any sense. Yeah. Who is he? He wasn't Mathis. He was probably not the only one who noticed something strange about him. That's why Boro had an exclamation point. Boro leapt back as blood continued to drip from his side. How dare you do that to my brother? Why did you kill Camille Claude? Boro observed the young man who brandished his knife in order to avenge his brother's death. He's like looking at him like, he never existed. He lifted his hood just a bit, revealing his mouth. No, he said no. But guys, if Boro's speaking, would you recognize his voice? Or then I did the fake Batman voice. No, this is me doing my acting. You know what I mean? Because otherwise you would recognize the voice. I mean, to be fair, Japanese VAs are like really fucking great at doing multiple, like where you're like, okay, and then you're like, wait, what the shit? You know what I'm saying? So like, but anyway, I did not kill anyone from the Claude family. He spoke. Because if you talk like Lucas, then you would know his voice. But then, like, I'm like trying to do a crazy voice. Like, you know what I mean? Because I gotta just make him sound different. I really want to give him the Lucas voice because that's what I feel like. Yeah. What? Don't lie to me. Blood flew from his mouth as he screamed. I saw you kill my brother and my parents with my own eyes. At night, pushed my brother down and stabbed him with a dagger over and over again. Oh my god, do you think Mathis went into a rage and killed his whole family and Jean covered it up and was like, Boro killed them? But it was Mathis? Oh, because of like the abuse and shit? The air seemed to shake as he screamed, but still. Silence. Boro shook his head in denial. This man murdered countless people and boldly fought off all the opponents who tried to capture him. It was hard to imagine that he'd make excuses now for what he had done. Which meant lies! All lies! Lies, 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 lies! Then who? At night, my brother. Mathis froze. Brother. What? Wait. My brother? Mathis is glitching again. What did he look like? At the sudden noise, Mathis screamed while holding his head, because he's literally glitching, and I don't mean like, I mean physically glitch. Like we got a glitch in his matrix. Seriously, this is crazy. Mathis! Like the screen glitches when he's having a flashback. And I thought, God, it's just the flashback. But no, it's Mathis. There's something wrong. Like his memory is like a staticky VHS tape. But then he is actually doing that now. Not in a memory, so... Shit. I ran toward Mathis as he continued to scream with his head in his hands. He doesn't remember his brother because his brother didn't ever existed. My head hurts. Help, brother. Let me out. Why? Why didn't you say anything? After observing Mathis groan in pain, Boro jumped against the walls and swiftly departed. So it's the real Boro. Mathis could no longer endure the pain and suddenly vomited onto the ground. I had no clue what was happening to Mathis. He is literally breaking down. There was something I knew I had to do. I need to find help. Hey, are you alright? A woman came running to us from behind. Let me help. You need to get him out of the open, right? Yes, please. I asked her for her help and lifted Mathis up, hoping we could carry him out more quickly than trying to call the Corps. Everyone else is seeking shelter. Why did you go into the alley? I saw you through the window. Huh? You work at the Claude Mansion, don't you? I heard from my husband that he saw you there too. My friend who passed away was the lover of the young master, Camille Claude. Oh. You look like her, so I simply couldn't leave you be. Oh my god, nope, 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 nope. My brain sort of went someplace before, and then I was like, nah. You killed my brother, I never killed anyone. And then I was like, what if Jean really is his real brother? And I'm like, my friend who passed away was the lover of the young master. You look like her. Oh, Jean's girlfriend, Rosalie, right? We have the same color hair. Why is that pertinent? Because now it's pertinent. So either Jean was pretending to be the young master, or Jean is just pretending to be a butler. His Mathis is. I don't know, but I'm just saying. I'm just that. There was a split second before where I was like, maybe Jean's really Camille. Because I was thinking maybe Camille didn't exist, but apparently he did. But now, holy shit.
This is insanity.
I don't know what's happening. Oh! You look like her, so I simply couldn't leave you be. Did you know her? Rosalie was a prostitute with the same color hair as you. I knew it. I should have fucking said it out loud when I was thinking it in my head, like, is Jean, like, really his brother? And now... Or there's really some kind of glitch in the Matrix. Huh? Rosalie? Wait. Unless Jean has it, but it wasn't ever his lover, it was Camille's, but he keeps it, and he just says, oh, no, it's my lover, whatever. For some reason, why would he pretend? He's pretending for some reason, like, but you know what I mean? Why? Maybe because seeing that locket and talking about her kind of calms Mathis because it's a memory of his brother. You know what I mean? Because, like, we know that Mathis is Nutter Butters, okay? He loses literally his mind. Like, he snaps. So, like, maybe talking instead of being like, remember Camille? Let's talk about, because that triggers him to get mad. But if Jean's saying something like, oh, my girlfriend Rosalie, oh my God, she's wonderful, basically repeating what Camille used to say, it's something that triggers in Mathis's brain that, like, oh, this is calming because my brother used to say this, but he doesn't make the connection. But it's calming in a way, you know what I mean? It soothes him without making him think of his brother. Like, he can't make that connection, you know? Like, somewhere in the back of his mind, he makes the connection that talking about Rosalie and fawning over her and all these things are things his brother used to say, and that was, oh, good memories, so it soothes him on the inside, but his conscious brain doesn't make the connection that things Jean's saying are things that his brother used to say, you know? Or, I mean, who knows, really, because everything is crazy right now. Mathis has got a billion people's personalities. Jean and Camille are like the same person, or maybe, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there in case Jean and Camille aren't the same person, but now I'm starting to, like, who knows? Wait, isn't that the name of the butler Jean's lover? Butler? Jean? Who's that? I used to work with Rosalie, and I recently moved to Cheetahs after marrying a resident here. Was Jean someone hired by Camille? No, they were childhood friends, and now Jean serves Camille's younger brother Mathis. Huh? What are you saying? Oh my God, Jean doesn't exist. Is he actually? Again, I really was going to say it. I really was thinking it right before this happened. I was like, maybe Jean is really Camille. And I was like, that's crazy. Oh, fuck. Guys. Shit. Camille didn't have a younger brother or any childhood friends. I know because I used to talk about it with Rosalie before. And Mathis, it might be a clone. I feel like Mathis isn't real. Okay, somehow. Like, because nobody knew that he existed, so it sounds like he is definitely an experiment somehow, but... Wait a minute. This is so good. Holy shit. And who was he? Uh, uh, uh. As if responding to the word Camille, Mathis's eyes twitched. Yeah, but who is Jean really? Like, Mathis remembers him, but Mathis's memories might not be real. But, like, so is Jean really Camille? And Mathis just doesn't remember him fully? Thinks he was murdered? Is Jean like someone that came along after to take care of Mathis? Like, Jean is starting to seem a little sus because of the whole stolen camera and then the memory download thing, and like, and you can't say that Mathis was actually Camille, and then something happened to him and Jean put him back together or whatever. You know what I mean? And stole the memory data and did whatever. And that's why he's got multiple people's memories, but still remember. Like, I mean, that's what I was originally thinking. Like, is Mathis like a clone of Camille? Maybe Mathis really was Camille. But then it's like, you were in love with a prostitute. You were only, well, I mean, he's only 17. It would seem like you'd be older. You know what I mean? If you, like, I mean, maybe not, but I'm curious as to when this woman died. But Jean is not that much older. He would have been the same age as Camille, so I feel like it's more likely that Jean is actually Camille. No. Fucking A, this is crazy. I don't know who's who anymore. But somebody is somebody else, and some people might be multiple people. I don't know. Mathis's eyelids twitch. This is so good. Why are you doing such a horrible thing? Jean is doing something to Mathis, though. Whether it's for good or bad, I don't know. Like, we saw that little science lab. Don't kill me. He still is to accomplish. I want to die. Please don't kill me. Camille. Huh? Was that Jean? That was like a camera flash. Someone's saying, shame on me. Oh. Is Jean is. I thought I made sure to keep tabs on the prostitutes in the pictures who knew about my relationship with Rosalie. I thought I got rid of them all. But lo and behold, another one appears. I suppose I need to get rid of this rat before my dear, sweet Rosalie finds out. She might even scold in that cute way of hers. Camille, you're as clumsy as ever. He just stabbed the prostitute. Was Jean the one killing all the prostitutes? He stole the camera to take pictures so he could find them and kill them, and he's the deliverer? Ugh! Gruesome! Seems different from what Boro usually does, but I guess this is his new fancy. Hey, quit puking already. This isn't the first time you've seen his victims. Yeah, but this is too much. Look what he's done. Completely mad, slitting her belly open with a knife. Oh, he's like Jack the Ripper. Okay, listen, we're all some kind of old literature things. We got Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, we got Jack the Ripper. Holy shit. Here's the thing. We were there with Mathis and the woman. And then if it was, well, Camille, or who might actually be Jean for fucking A, you know, whatever, killed her, wouldn't we have known what happened? Did he knock us out? He took a picture. Jean has a camera. Unless they're hiding Camille in the basement. I don't know. But anyway, Camille, whoever he actually is, killed this woman, But weren't we there? Are we imprisoned now? Oh my god. He forced me to follow him with his knife. I knew this mansion. I knew the hallway. I knew these walls. Okay, no, he's kidnapping us. But I didn't know there were hidden stairs here. And now, after you. Oh god, it really is. Holy shit. Our precious, beautiful butler prince is actually a crazy murderer. You know, I didn't see it coming. I trusted him, but I love it anyway. I'll take it. Welcome to Master Mathis's real room. Okay, this is what we keep seeing. He lives at... See, he was doing experiments. Why? There, inside this cold and dark underground room, my precious person was connected to some unknown device. That's what the little thing it was. It was a plug. I told you. Oh my god, I told you he wasn't a real boy. Tubes extended from the device, which were connected to his arms, legs, and neck. He showed no signs of resistance and instead had his eyes closed like a puppet. He is a puppet! Suddenly, a flash of light was accompanied by a high-pitched sound. So he's like Pinocchio and then is being controlled by Jack the Ripper over here. Holy shit! This is a... Look, we kind of knew the Mathis thing. We're like, okay, he ain't a real boy, like, with the thing on his neck. Okay, but I didn't expect Jean to actually... Jean's actually Camille? What? You're actually his brother? And you killed him? He thinks Boro killed you, but that was a memory of you killing him? Are you what is it? Okay, we'll figure it out. Surprised, I turned around to discover him pointing his camera toward Mathis. Evidence recorded. And not bad at all. Who are you? He was speaking differently now, really? Okay. He even sounded like the person that Mathis told me about during his memories as a child. He then walked over to Mathis and stood by his side as if to offer support. The camera's flash and sound woke Mathis. His eyelids slowly lifted to reveal his eyes. Look at him. He does have... I thought when they showed him really quickly, I was like, does he have, like, lines on him? He does. He is a robot boy! And this CG is crazy. Jean? He immediately reacted, calling Jean's name in a confused voice. He was completely bound and couldn't move, but I could see him still shaking from the uncertainty of the situation. Yeah, because this has never happened to him. Jean, something is wrong. Boro told me, said he didn't kill my brother. Said he didn't kill anyone in the Claude family. But you saw too, right, Jean? You saw him murder my brother and my parents. Yes, I saw from afar and was very surprised by what he said. I didn't know that guy could talk, let alone cough up the info you were asking for. Gotta sort of change his voice, because he's not being proper now. Weird, given how I heard that he was a loyal monster who was good at following orders. Well, guess he was exaggerating. Only now did Mathis and I realize that Jean's mannerisms and style of speech changed. Oh my god! I kind of love this, but I also hate it. It hurts a little. Guys, I'm a little scared. I'm feeling all sorts of things. Oh my god. Like, it makes me a little sad because I'm like, no, Jean, you were a perfect butler and now you're a psycho. I might still like it. I don't know. But I'm like, oh no. Oh, shit. Jean, I did not expect Jean at all. That was good. Oh god, I'm gonna really have a lot of fun with this game if all the things that I suspect are totally, like, blown out of the water by crazy shit like this. Something wrong. Please. Answer me. My brother was killed. Hey, who are you to wipe your brother from existence like that, you naughty rascal? Huh? See. I like how now it goes question mark, even though we know it's John. Spacey, fair maiden of death. I can tell you who I am now, but unfortunately my pathetic little brother won't understand a thing unless you tell him directly. So go ahead, let him know. Let him know who I am. I took a deep breath. I was actually hoping I was wrong and that this was all a bad dream. But my breath was very real, and I knew that this wasn't just some nightmare. You're Camille. You're Camille Claude. And he doesn't have a little brother, he has a robot that he made. Mathis's eyes opened wide at my words. Bingo! Great answer. Well, isn't this a treat? I've been itching to say my real name from the start. I'm really sorry I kept that I was still alive. My adorable little dummy of a brother. Seeing the new Jean, no, seeing Camille, Mathis gasped in surprise. Oh, look at his evil smirk! You know, Jean, I liked it better without the evil smirk, but like, I'm into it. A little bit, but not as much. But, Jean, brother Camille. What are you saying? You really shouldn't joke like this. My brother and Jean and I, were all together as kids. Huh. Whose memory is that from? In that tiny brain of yours, was it really me, that memory? Huh? Camille continued to speak as if trying to stab him with frozen blades of ice. Why are you being mean to him? Oh, right. This brilliant young lady must have already had an idea of what's going on with your memories. I don't know anything. Oh, is that so? I did hire a few people to keep an eye on you. No doubt you have met many people by sheer coincidence. Yeah, he stole the okay, listen, I was like, Jean did this, stole the memory stuff, but why would he do that? Well, now we know, because he's a psycho. Oh, I hate it, but I love it. I hate it just because Jean bamboozled me and I was just so in love with him, but I still am a little. Listen, we like trash and crazy bitches, so. Which means Boro. Yeah, he killed my brother a few years ago. I wanted to avenge his death myself, but so weak I can't even stand up against the royal guard. I didn't catch that was totally, I mean, someone who lost his brother to Boro. Stop. Louis, yes, of course I remember him. The young boy I took in after discovering he was being abused, and then relinquished custody to you. It's been over 10 years since then. How is he doing? Oh, well, he's a great addition to our staff at our orphanage. But spending his childhood locked in that dark basement has taken its toll. I mean, I did remember that was parallel, but I figured it was just to, like, further math and not actually it was going to be stolen. He seems to have a fear of dark places. When the lights go off at night, I can hear him crying. Oh my god! Or a certain man who was locked in a dark basement, abused by his parents. So, like, poor Mathis wasn't abused, again, because he's not real. Oh my god! This is insanity. Oh my god. I don't know anything. Holy shit! Yikes! I never expected to see another driver similar to Mathis. We were already at this point. We kind of already figured something was going on with this. I don't think similar is the right word to use. It was as though Mathis himself was at the wheel. Oh, I know we're in a hurry, but can you please slow down Please don't talk to me, I need to focus. God damn, I'm gonna ram this car right into Boro the moment I see him. Or maybe someone who recklessly drove you around like a certain someone. Stop it already! Oh, and... You may know the story of a man and a woman facing death in a daring adventure. A novel by Amélie Claude, with the same content and title as what my younger brother here wrote. So it was his mother. Okay. I was just thinking the whole time, like, he always has these great memories of Camille, that Camille was actually a decent person and not a psychopath. But now that we know he's a psychopath, okay. Egad, what a coincidence. The people you've met and even this Amelie person. They all sound like they were taken from pieces of Mathis's memory, like characters from a novel. Ha! Fooled you! It's actually the opposite. Look, we kind of figured that out. Not everyone far back, but we figured it out recently, so. Ha! Or ah! Oh, that was Mathis screaming. Oh, sorry. Anyway. Ah! What are you? And don't worry, this is just a daily routine for the master. So are we gonna go back and forth where all of a sudden he's Jean and he's like, if you tell him, I'll kill you? Oh my god, guys, what the fuck? Look, we already knew Mathis was getting crazy and there was some crazy shit going on. And I was like, everyone's gonna be insane. But like, fuck! Brother! I don't know who's saying that. His wailing wasn't a part of him. I'm sorry, I'll be a good boy, so please! He looked up at his imaginary parents that only he recognized. Don't worry, I'm with you. Who was that consoling him? And I think we're in Mathis's head, but saying, thank you, Amelie! A novel that you wrote personally is the greatest gift of all. I'll read it carefully, page by page, is probably Salome, but to have a friend transcending the boundaries of social status, I'll be proud of you for as long as I live. Someone was calling the person Amelie. Amelie was very satisfied that she was able to share a novel she had spent so much time writing. So, like, Mathis's idea of his parents and them being abusive is not true at all. Like, what Salome remembers is probably the real woman. Mathis Claude? Question mark? Oh my god. Because he's not really Mathis. How? I mean, we know that stolen backup data, but finally remembered, huh? That memory of yours. I just connected a bunch of memories from different people to form the memory you've got. Backup memory data that was stolen from the Institute. The artificial life that Cyan explained was needed in order to download memories from other sources. The many people I had seen and heard who shared similar memories to what I heard elsewhere. Listen carefully. You're not a reliver, and you're not really human either. Everything was starting to lead me to the same conclusion. You were born with an artificial memories and cells provided by many, many women. She's like, oh god, he really is Jack the Ripper slicing up prostitutes. But like, I don't think all the prostitutes were like pregnant, but I'm just saying, wasn't there at least one that was? I can't remember, but like, you were going after all the, and you were taking, were they all pregnant? Were you slicing up and, oh dear god, Mathis is made up of, he might be made up of like murdered children, or like at least just murdered prostitutes, but holy fuck. Okay. Why though? We haven't gotten to the why behind your psychosis. Because it's not like, I created you and I wanted a little brother, and he's not doing this out of like, I thought I was creating a little brother and like I didn't want to hurt you. He's got a look on his face that this is like torturous fun, and he's a psycho and he's murdering people in order. So why? Shit. You're my cute and foolish failure of a homunculus. Were you trying to create a body to become a reliver, but not really? Congrats on developing a sense of love. At this moment, the young man's revenge. Well, at least he doesn't have to kill Boro now. Now then, let me observe how long that emotion of yours will last. Was reborn into utter despair. This is so fucking crazy. Oh, chapter 4! This could be it! I don't know, we have chapter 4 or 5, but this could be it, guys. I don't know what's happening. I gotta be honest. There was nothing else to say. If an author wrote stories, then our role was simply to turn the page. Ah, the conundrum. Mad love that was loyal to past love. Pure love that has no salvation in the future. Ah, you over there. Which love story do you prefer? not ones like this. Although this game is amazing. I love it, but can we actually get happy endings? Listen, I am here for the drama and the trauma and the mixing of and all this shit, but I just want, and I don't care if we have to go through the I just wish that I felt confident, and I know it's not going to be this way. I'm just, that the quote unquote salvation endings are probably still going to be traumatic and sad and not good. I can handle dark despair if we went through this whole game and everything but like was dark and awful and we would go through all the bad endings and then we get to go through like the good endings and like, oh, okay, now it's a little happy. Like maybe it's still like obviously poor Mathis is still going to be traumatized and shit from all of this, but like we're not going to die. You know what I mean? But I just feel like the salvation ends are still going to be fucking awful. Just less awful. They're going to be like the normal ends in games, where games are like, it's normal, and you're like, no way, shape, or form is this fucking normal. This is sad. How dare you, fuck you. It's going to be like that. And you're going to be like, I guess it's okay. It's the best we got. It's going to be Kaguya all over again from fucking Psychedelic of the Black Butterfly, where you're like, that's not a happy ending. I'm going to block that out of my mouth. Oh, God. No. You're not going to give me Seven Scarlet's true ending again. You're not going to... I know that's what this whole game's going to be. I know it. But I'm like, please don't do it. I don't want to bawl and ugly cry again. Oh, God. The prestigious Claude family of Arpachel have long kept a secret. All who lived in this country knew the story of the drifter who washed ashore long ago. Oh, we're Camille. Okay, never mind. It's Camille the drifter. Sorry. He brought with him 4 books, all of which had been lost, save for the one on genetics. The Claude family received one of those books from the drifter in person. The book... Okay, maybe we're not... Are we? Oh, well, anyway. The book governed the knowledge of words. From the west to the far east. A universal translation tome that made it possible to understand the words of any country. New knowledge and culture from the outside would wash up onto this isolated place. Claude served the royal family, translating and publishing foreign texts for all to understand. Okay, so we have a magic translation tome that has every fucking language. Okay, that's one of the books. All right. Because it was like, what are the other 3 books? And they had to come into play at some point. So Cyan has the genetics book, and we have the magic translation book. Okay. That was the original mission task to the Claude family. Monsieur Rudge Claude, and Madame Amelie Claude. My parents were just as you might expect. They served the Arpachel royal family known for its corruption. My father was an officer who served a now-dead member of the royal family. He wed my mother not because of love, but politics. I, Camille Claude, was born as the only son to 2 obstinately loyal citizens of the country. Camille, once you become a reliver, I will tell you the Claude family's other mission. So until then, we'll allow you to do what you wish, but when the time comes, you must bear the torch as the heir of the family. Parents told me it wasn't a bad deal, so I spent my days fooling around with prostitutes day in and day out. Sounds like a rich bitch, sure. That is, until I met her at that bar, Rosalie. Rosalie lived a life scorned by society as someone who was born in the slums and became a reliver prostitute. Her golden hair, she was so beautiful she won everyone's hearts. I was completely captivated the moment I laid eyes on her. Yes, it was love at first sight. I'm madly in love with you. My beautiful Rosalie. Please be my wife. Proposing to a prostitute you just met? You have bad taste, you know. She always teased me, but... And Cyan said the exact same thing, because he must have recognized her. Okay. Rosalie wasn't like the others. She never looked down on her background or her profession. She was a woman who loved beautiful flowers, lived with a sort of grace that silenced any unreasonable word. The more I got to know her, the more I fell in love. Each day I tried to persuade her to marry me. Rosalie would laugh off my proposals, but soon... What if I were the Grim Reaper, or a wicked woman after your fortune? Well, in that case, I'd become a scoundrel worthy of your presence. We'd make a nice couple of jerks together, wouldn't we? Oh, you really do have bad taste. But I like you and your bad taste. In the end, she responded to me favorably. Then the time came for us to marry. It was then that I broke one of my promises to my parents. Turning into a reliver would make people lose the love they felt. So I gave up on extending my life, even if we died from death's curse. Vowed that we'd end our lives together at the age of 23. My parents fought back when I told them I wouldn't become a reliver, and that I'd take a prostitute named Rosalie as my wife. I mean, kind of understand them being like, whoa, excuse me? But, so he reversed the story, like, oh, her parents want her to become a reliver and we can't wed. Basically telling your own story backwards. But they could tell no preaching would change my mind, so they gave in, saying they'd allow me what I wanted so long as I fulfilled my role as their heir until they bore another child. After some time had passed, Rosalie and I were expecting our first child. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rosalie. You and our future child. Make sure we become a happy family. Like, what were you, like 18 at the time, maybe? But first, we'll have to have a great wedding, right? I was overjoyed. Whoa! You were having sex out of wedlock? You whore! She's a prostitute, so it's understandable. But you got no excuse, Camille. I'm just kidding. Of course, men are boinking everybody left and right, and that's totally cool. I'm wondering who they're having sex with, because, like, women should be pure and save themselves for the husbands. You look down on prostitutes, but you're the one having sex with them. You want someone to have sex with you, but you think all women should be like, yeah, pick a lane. I believed that our happiness would continue until the day we died. To be honest, it was blind faith. But such happiness would not last long in a land cursed by death. The day before our small church wedding, Rosalie fell ill. She told me her chest hurt. Rosalie thought it might be something other than morning sickness, so she went to a doctor alone. She went by herself, busy preparing to succeed the family business and taking care of her. She left without telling me anything. She didn't want to burden me any further. Never knew that would be the last time we would speak. That's kind of sad. That night, Rosalie and the tiny life growing inside her were killed. She went to a doctor, but it's not like she died because of the sickness, like she was murdered. It's all your fault, Rosalie! Oh, it wasn't by Boro, it was by this other prostitute. You're a filthy whore, no different from me. But you tried to find happiness all by yourself. Killer was a prostitute from the slums who worked with Rosalie before. She was envious of Rosalie for finding happiness with a man from a noble family, so she dragged her into one of the alleys. This is actually kind of sad, and I kind of understand why he's a psycho now. Like, oh, poor Jean. I'm just going to still think of you as Jean the butler, okay? But, like, poor baby. It's okay. I know you stabbed a bunch of prostitutes that knew Rosalie because you were hoping that one of them was the girl and you killed her. I know, that's fine. Why are you doing to Mathis, though? Can we talk about that? There, she used a dull blade to stab her over and over again, which explains why he's stabbing prostitutes. Okay. The knife made its way through Rosalie's abdomen to our baby. Rosalie, hey, wake up, my darling bride. We're going to marry tomorrow. How am I supposed to decide on our baby's name? Oh my God, is Mathis really his son? The death of my love was more than enough to plummet me to the depths of despair. This is so tragic. I was wondering for a second, but then I'm like, but then he would have to be a reliver. But he's not the one, but you know what I mean? Like, he's not a reliver because he still remembers his love for her, so. but I'm curious because, like, okay, his parents said, so I feel like Mathis is 100% an artificial life form because there's no way that it's like, okay, well, unless he put him in that tube over there with the flowers and, like, grew him from a fetus, you know? Well, he did say cells so he basically grew him in a lab. He's a lab. He's not real. He's not a real boy. Okay. Absolutely can't be. Because then I was thinking, like, well, maybe he is, like, putting memories into his, but he can't be his actual, real, legit birth brother because Camille would have been, like, maybe 18 when he's getting 17 or 18 when Rosalie died. It's been a couple of years. Mathis is 17. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, and he never became a reliver, so. Well, holy fuck, though! Jesus! You can't even be, like, mad at the murderer. Like, he murdered a bunch of prostitutes because they were people. Like, he didn't know which prostitute killed Rosalie. He just went after anyone that was associated with her in the instance that one of them was get his vengeance on. Which, so, like, I mean, I can't really blame him because it's like, that's so sad, you poor thing. Listen, he might be a psychopath and he's totally been lying through his whole identity. And I don't know what he's doing to Mathis and why he's being a psycho like this. But, like, I feel sorry for him and you can still come to the men harem because you're still hot. But I'm gonna need you to put the Jean the Butler persona back on, okay? It's okay if every once in a while you want to be a little cray-cray, but, like, I got attached to Jean the Butler, so, like, I don't know, you know what I mean? But, like, fuck this game. I don't mean fuck this game in a bad way. I mean fuck, this game, dude. Like, shit. Well, wow. I mean, I knew we were going to have fun, and I've had a great time up until now, but this is getting intense and crazy, and I love it, and I can't even. Shit. The only thing that's going to be a negative is we are going to be playing trauma the whole time, and I still want, like, even though we have trauma, can we still have happy endings with our love interests? The answer's no, but, like, damn. Fuck. I really don't know what they're going to do in the fan disc. Like, is the fan disc going to be, like, Trauma 2.0, or is it going to be, like, fluff? Like, hey, we put you through trauma, so, like, here's some fluff for you. Because, like, I kind of want fluff. I mean, to be fair, even if Tempest wasn't exactly fluffy either, I don't think it's going to be. I don't think that's anywhere going to compare to what this trauma is going to be, but holy shit. I didn't see this coming. I mean, okay, like a split second before it happened, I was like, is Jean Camille? And then, like, they said, and then, like, she's like, wait, you knew Rosalie was with wait, and I was like, son of a bitch, one of those times, guys, where something crosses my mind, and I'm like, I'm not going to say anything, because that's great. The one time I don't say anything. But shit, it was literally, like, 2 lines before the prostitute mentioned, like, oh, you look like, I knew Camille, you look like his girlfriend. Wait. 2 seconds before that, I was like, wait a minute. So, yeah, it's not like I had it sussed out even, no, because holy fuck, but damn. Anyway, I will see you guys next time on this emotional roller coaster. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.